What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Grind Force Gaming. Nova here, and today's video is going to be interesting. I'm about to say something about Street Fighter Duel that's probably going to blow your mind, and you're going to be thinking, what is this guy talking about? But I'm just going to come right out and say it. Mad Ryu is overrated. He is not that good. I bring this up now because I see this in global chat all the time, and everyone's like, oh, who should I use? Mad Ryu with this person, Mad Ryu with this person, or when can I swap in Mad Ryu? When can I start using him? You don't need him. I brought up in chat the other day that I've never used him myself and nobody believed me, but here's the proof for you. I have him at A+. I have never brought him past that. I've never even considered it because he's a one-trick pony in my opinion. He's doing one thing for you, and that is single target nuking, which can, I suppose, be helpful maybe in the early game in PvE. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, PvP, I'm just not seeing it. I'm looking at these teams that are based on using him, and they are stronger than me, right? I'm doing punch-ups in arena and I'm winning. These skills that he has, like, yeah, they're good. I mean, he's better than Dudley, right? He's better than he's better than Dudley. He's better than a lot of people like that. But the thing here is that there's a lot of hype around him, and I honestly think people just like him because they want to like him. They want him to be good, but it's just not the case. We're looking at him here in the gallery, and don't be confused by this SSS. They're all SSS in the gallery. This is not my Mad Ryu, because I will likely not bring him to that level for a very long time. He has some good mechanics. You know, he has the potential to trigger a bunch of Hadokens and do a lot of damage, right? But this is just a potential. And if he's hitting Bison with those, it's wasted, right? If you're canceling it with Beast Zangief, it's wasted. And I decided today that I would do a bunch of punch-ups in arena and even do something else to take this just a little bit higher to prove to you guys that what I'm saying is true. He's not that good. So let's jump into the first fights here and you guys can see for yourself. Okay, so here's my first fight. I am using Elena here as my tag, and I'm running Bison with Chun-Li and Dhalsim. And we've got a pretty good matchup here. He is stronger than I am as far as his team composition is concerned and the power level that's attributed to it. And as you can see here, it's just not even close. He's even got Fashion Blanca in there. It did nothing for him. This was a very easy victory. And I thought to myself, why don't I make this a little bit harder? How about I take out my personal heal, right? I'm still going to have the heal in for the X moves because I just don't have a lot of X moves, and honestly, everyone's using heal in the X move, so I left those in, but I swapped out Elena, and now I'm using Street Poison. Everything is the same, aside from that one change. She's filling the slot 1 combo. This time, we have a little bit of a different team composition, but that team composition was not good at all. That was easier than the first victory, for sure, right? And these are all teams, aside from this one, like that one's not really built based on wanting Mad Ryu to do everything. They've got Poison in there, they've got Cammy, kind of trying to work with some other mechanics, but this one was maybe the most interesting. This is an incredible use of Rose, especially being SS, having the fighting spirit unlocked and leveled up makes her very strong as a support position fighter. So I have heal from the X moves. I don't have heal from Elena. She's not in here. They have heal from Elena, heal from Elena's fighting soul, heal from Rose, heal from their X moves, debuffing from Rose on my team, and buffing on their own team from Rose, and I'm still going to win. This team is pretty much geared around the concept that if they have a lot of buffing going on and healing and Mad Ryu is alive, that they're going to win. And I see this all the time right now in arena, and I'm hearing it all the time in global chat. And I feel like people think I'm crazy when I tell them he's not that good. I don't use him. I never have. But people are just, you're holding on to him. And I'm not sure what for. I've got a couple more arena matches in here that we're going to go through as well. You can see these powers here, and you can see the amount of damage that I'm dealing is far higher. This team is specifically built for Mad Ryu. Like, this is the concept here. They have Elena, they have Sakura, who they paid for, and they're going to lose, which is just really unfortunate. And Bison, right? The concept behind this whole squad right here is that Mad Ryu is going to do it for you. And if Mad Ryu is so good, how is he losing so quickly? This is a question that I just wonder to myself all the time. Everyone loves Mad Ryu so much. He's just not that good. I think it's time to face it. I think it's time to recognize that this concept for team building is, I guess, outdated. I think it was good in the beginning, but as people are starting to get leveled up, I think it should really give you pause in thinking how much time you spend building Mad Ryu and where that fodder goes, who gets the best gear, because as you're going to see from some of the upcoming fights that I have, you'll see that there is a absolutely insane difference in team functionality between using Mad Ryu and not having him as part of your team. So this one is, I believe, the last one that I did in Arena. These were all punch-ups for me. These teams are all stronger than I am as far as the power level is concerned. But I'm still coming out with the victories, and I'm not even using Elena. So there's something to be said about this, right? I mean, I think this is definitely something that needs to be noted. And we're going to come out with this victory as well. So the sparring that I have coming up, I actually did these sparring fights with DatSkat. He's been on some other videos with me. He's part of the Grind Force Gaming team. He is farther in the game than I am. He is stronger than I am. And his team, his primary team, is like 1.1 million power higher than me. Like, that is an insane punch up in this game. I'm running the same squad here as I was running for the previous ones. And you're going to see here, okay, I'm going to lose this fight. Okay, spoiler alert. He's using his SSS Mad Ryu that has great gear on it. He has a team that's not built around just having Mad Ryu do the damage, which is the smarter way to go about things, because as we saw previously, when you base your whole squad on just hoping he wins it for you, it's not going to work out. But you'll see here that I'm not that far off. He's using Elena. He's got some really good heals happening for him. He's got Mad Ryu doing damage. And as long as I don't find myself in the position where Chun-Li ends up out in front of Bison, then all of the matches that we had where we tested this out today were pretty much the same outcome, where I was pretty close, right? This is a 1.1 million power punch up for me, and I am not that far off. Like, of course, I'm not going to win, but when you look at the remaining health here, it's really quite close in consideration. And we're going to run another one in this case where we're going to do the exact same thing. We ran it quite a few times, actually. I'm going to show you just these two, but we ran it quite a few times just to play around with the RNG. It should be noted as well that both of us are running this in manual. There's the RNG within the game, but there's no chance in things being different on how the game is done based on when we choose and choose not to start our combos. So both of us are running an auto. This one was a little bit different, and this is what I was talking about before. As long as my Chun-Li doesn't get caught out in front, then it's quite commonly the exact same outcome. But here she was out in front, and she and Mad Ryu traded. They knocked each other out, but that definitely takes away from my ability to deal damage later on in the game. So after we did quite a few of these, we did one more with this same lineup just to kind of check the outcome. And this time he took Elena out and he put Street Poison in. So he's taking away some of his heal. I did some with Elena in, and the outcome was pretty similar to having Street Poison in. I would argue that I did quite a bit more damage with Street Poison. I think that it was a little bit closer as a result. But we were just curious to see what would happen if he took his heal away, like how that outcome would look. And really, it's kind of the same. I mean, I'm going to get him down to just the two left, but ultimately the issue that I'm running into his team, and you'll see now, which is quite clear, is that his poison is very powerful. And with her silence and the AoE that she's bringing, she's just doing a lot of damage. So even those victories, I can't even say that I would attribute them to Mad Ryu. He was the first one to be eliminated. And ultimately what's happening is I'm being left battling against his poison. So here he switched out Mad Ryu and has Blanca in. And the difference in these fights is insane. And this is exactly my point, right? So I was winning my punch-ups in Arena against the Mad Ryu teams that I was fighting, landslide victories. I'm playing against DatSkat now at a 1.1 million power deficit. And coming pretty close and eliminating his Mad Ryu. And then he switches Mad Ryu out for Blanka. And I don't even come close. Like, this isn't even close. And if Mad Ryu is so good, shouldn't it be this way too? Shouldn't he perform better than Blanka? Shouldn't there be just a much more difficult confrontation in front of me if he's using Mad Ryu? But the fact is, it's not the case. So I would argue that for new players, for free-to-play players, you need to start thinking about where you're using your fodder a little bit more, just with a little bit more forethought. Because Mad Ryu might be good in the beginning. He might hold things in the beginning for you in PvE. But as the game progresses, he's going to level out. He's going to fall off. He is just not that good when you think about the longevity of your team and the longevity of just the game in general. I think it's time to let Mad Ryu go. And I think that this is proof of that. It's been something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about this. I know a lot of you love Mad Ryu, and I'm sure I'll hear some things in the comments about what I'm saying about him, but I would love to hear it. I would love to hear your side of it. And if you want to see more comparison videos like this done by us, I'd be happy to do it. So just let me know in the comments as well. And take a moment, subscribe to Grind Force Gaming. We'd love to have you guys around so that you see all the new videos that come out when we do it. And yeah, let me know what you think.